Hey everybody. I haven't done one of these in a while, so don't, hate on me for me being rusty. It's like 3 in the morning. I just finished 3 Days to Kill with Kevin Costner. And when I first watched it, I didn't know it was going to be a Luc Besson film. I really love him. Um, but I, I haven't done a review in a long time, and I wanted to do a review on this movie because it's so weird. It's not a normal film in that kind of genre. Okay, so let me tell you what the movie's about. Kevin Costner plays a hitman, contract killer, wet work extraordinaire, and he's dying. He's doesn't really tell you what he's dying of, but he's got terminal cancer or something. Um, And his firm, the CIA, whatever, tells him that his tenure is done and, bye. But then there's this big name weapons dealer that needs to be taken out. And the only person that can take him out is the one guy who's dying. Plus, if he dies, the shooter's dead at the scene or dead later. No in-depth investigation, whatever. Um, and this rogue agent, played by Amber Heard, pretty nicely played by Amber Heard, offers him an experimental drug for him to live a little bit longer and complete the mission. The other thing that makes the plot different, interesting, it makes you feel a little bit more, is that he has this long journey of reclaiming his relationship with his wife and his daughter. The been gone her entire life kind of thing, always on long business trips. He's a salesman. But let me break down the movie. Okay, now, first off, I didn't know this was a Luc Besson film until the end of the movie. Usually I'll look up a lot of stuff about a film when I'm watching it or before, but this time I just started watching it. And Kevin Costner's pulling the same kind of thing that Sylvester Stallone is. He's a really good actor, but the older you get, or the older they get, they start doing these more outlandish movies. The last movie I really fell in love with Kevin Costner in was Mr. Brooks, where he played a serial killer. And fantastic movie, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about 3 Days to Kill. But Kevin Costner is really good in this movie. He's kind of a Bruce Willis. He's not really doing a lot of acting. It's just his persona. And the number one thing that's kind of, I'd say, irritating is his Batman voice. He's really, really growly, but that could be with him being sick too. He's coughing a lot, so maybe that's part of the character. The other thing that's irritating is he's wearing these scarves the whole movie. And they're different color scarves. Like every outfit he's got to wear a scarf. It's just like Jason Statham. He's got to wear those weird, stupid sweaters in every movie he's in. But the movie was casted really well. The bad guys looked extremely Russian, Serbian, ugly. The uglier they are, the more evil they are. That's how movies go. But, so let me break down the movie. The reason why I wanted to review this is because it was so oddly paced, and the movie just was weird. Luc Besson adds these elements of comedy in his movies, and he does really good action films, and he can integrate characters into a story to make you believe that it's going on. Even if you're watching The Fifth Element, you're like, hey, I like this. This is believable. If, spaceships and aliens and shit. But he adds this element of comedy, and Kevin Costner tortures people in this movie. Not anything graphic, that bad, but he does put a car battery hooked up to some dude's ears at one point, and at no point in any of this stuff do you feel like it's gruesome or devious. And it's funny too because in both the torture scenes, he's on the phone talking to his daughter, and the funny little comedic relief is Icona Pop's "I Love It" is his ringtone. His daughter put it on his phone, so every time that pops in, that song comes on, and he's talking to his daughter while he's torturing these people, and eventually they start talking to his daughter. At one point he's asking an Italian person for a pasta recipe because his daughter wants to cook for him. It's dumb. And it's funny how the people that he's torturing are nice enough to help him. And just these weird relationships that he has with the other characters. But it takes it away from what's actually happening, and it's supposed to be like an overlaying metaphor of how his life is changing. I guess it would. So it's turning into a Terrence Malick movie. The movie is really entertaining, though. There are parts of it that are, oh my god, it's cheesy, or there's just too much fluff. But then it adds a little extra. It doesn't waste time on the enemies. Doesn't give you a lot of backstory because it's all bullshit. It doesn't matter. It does follow the same tropes as a lot of these movies do. The flashbacks, the nostalgic old films that you watch, the father, being upset about all the things that he wish he could have done, the daughter who's wild and trying to get attention. She almost gets raped at a club and he comes in and saves her. A lot of this stuff happens in other movies, but it works. I mean, it's a good movie. If I was rated out of 5, I want to give it a 4, but I just have to give it a 3 out of 5. It's not an awesome movie. Compared to Luc Besson's other films, this is one of the least action-packed movies I've seen. I mean, there is I wouldn't say a good fight scene. It's a very Americanized fight scene with a lot of cuts and edits and stuntmen, with Kevin Costner not actually flipping over a cafe table. But it's nice to watch. And it's a lot longer than I thought. I don't know the runtime just by thinking of it, but I said it in my mind about 2 or 3 times. I was like, this movie is really long. But it's a good movie. If you like Kevin Costner, plus. If you like Amber Heard, plus. If you like creepy Serbian bad guys who like to blow up shit, plus. And it's visually pleasing. There's a lot of places that they go. Most of the movies in France. A lot of the backdrops are really pretty. Positioning of the cinematography is outstanding. There's not a lot of tracking shots. Most everything is, just a singular shot. And it's not a bad movie. So, good on Luc Besson. And Kevin Costner, I like you a little bit more. I used to hate listening to your voice in just a lot of movies. I liked Waterworld. Hey. But that's it. And I know I haven't done one of these in a very long time, and I know it's sporadic. I don't really use my YouTube account that much. But if you have any movies that you want me to review, or you even give a shit about what my opinion is on it, tell me. Comment below. Tell me what movies you want. If I've already seen it, cool deal. Save me some time. But anything else? Remember to go to my Instagram at Darthura. DARTHURRA. There's a lot of cool video game, movies, science, technology, all kinds of cool shit. See you guys.